Suta approached Buddha with a trembling voice, his heart heavy under the crushing weight of expectations. Master, expectations surround me, suffocating my every step, he said, kneeling before Buddha with a pleading expression. My family demands I carry their trade forward. Abandoning the spiritual path I strive to follow earnestly, he admitted. My fellow disciples look to me, expecting progress and success. Though my heart struggles under the pressure, he continued, my own inner voice calls me, demanding enlightenment at a pace I cannot maintain, leaving me feeling unworthy. Suta confessed. Buddha, serene under the ancient Bodhi tree, observed the troubled disciple with compassion radiating from his calm demeanor. Suta, come with me, Buddha said, his voice gentle, yet firm, guiding the young man away from his burdened thoughts. Expectations are like shadows cast by the setting sun, ever changing and elusive, Buddha explained. Walking beside the disciple, they do not hold substance, yet we perceive them as heavy chains binding us, Buddha continued. Pausing by the lotus pond, a farmer once carried a sack filled with grain, each grain symbolizing the demands and judgments of others, Buddha shared. As the sack grew heavier, his shoulders ached, his spirit faltered, yet he continued carrying it, Buddha narrated. Passers-by offered advice. Some told him to sell the grain. Others proposed exchanging it for gold, Buddha recounted. But none suggested the simplest solution. To set the sack down and free himself from its weight, Buddha explained. The farmer eventually realized he could let it go, discovering liberation as soon as he released the burden, Buddha taught. These stones you carry, Ananda, are not yours, yet you have taken them up as if they were, said the Buddha. Why would you burden yourself with what does not belong to you? Ananda, is this not the same with your fears? Ananda, his mind racing, looked at the sack, suddenly realizing the parallel between its weight and the worries haunting him. When you recognize their impermanence, you gain the choice to let them go, Buddha instructed with unwavering clarity. Look around you. Suta, see the lotus blooming in the pond, untouched by external interference, Buddha pointed out. The lotus thrives by not fighting the waters around it, yet it remains pure and radiant, Buddha remarked. The burden you feel is yours to carry or to put down. You have the power to choose, Buddha emphasized. Suta listened intently, the words sinking into his soul like raindrops nurturing parched earth longing for renewal. Master, how can I place these burdens down when they are attached so deeply to me? Suta questioned. Your fear does not prevent or change it, but it disturbs your peace. Ananda bowed deeply, gratitude filling his heart, as the disciples absorbed the teaching, their spirits lightened by its profound truth. Acknowledge each expectation individually, greet it, see it, and then bid it farewell, Buddha explained. The farmer needed to recognize the weight of his sack before he could lay it on the ground. Buddha elaborated. Through mindfulness, you can gently separate yourself from what you are not, revealing the freedom within, Buddha advised. They continued walking, the golden light of the setting sun casting a warm glow over the tranquil monastery grounds. In your mindfulness, you will see that some expectations are tied to fears or desires that dwell within your heart. Buddha said, rather than resist them, understand them. Understanding dissolves their hold upon you. Like dew melting under morning light, Buddha taught. Reflect upon your path. Suta, do not define your worth by fulfilling expectations, but by cultivating peace within, Buddha instructed. The river teaches us resilience. Ananda, life will bring stones into our path, yet we must continue to move forward. Suta, walk this path with me, and we will learn how to move beyond the limitations of these attachments, Buddha invited. As the moon ascended the night sky, the young disciple's spirit resonated with the lightness of newfound clarity. Another day, Suta sat beneath a banyan tree, his mind a swirling storm of unrelenting thoughts and questions. Master, I try to let go, but expectations rise within me like waves that never cease, Suta confessed earnestly. To live without fear is to embrace the present moment. Ananda, it is here, now, that your life truly resides. Suta, impermanence is a universal truth, yet we often resist it, entangling ourselves in what was never meant to last. Buddha began. Expectations thrive when we cling to the illusion of permanence, forgetting that life, like water, flows without restraint. He explained. Walk with me, and I will tell you a story to help illuminate this truth further, Buddha invited calmly. As they walked through the garden, Buddha pointed to a vine curling around a sturdy tree trunk, tightly gripping it. This vine, desiring to reach sunlight, clings to the tree, thinking its support is everlasting. Buddha observed thoughtfully, but seasons change, and the tree withers, leaving the vine unsupported, unable to grow further or release itself. He continued. Seek not to love yourself for what you achieve but for simply being a thread in life's tapestry. The disciples bowed their heads in reverence, carrying Buddha's teachings with them in their hearts. Master, if impermanence is inevitable, how do we stop expectations from arising within us? Suta asked earnestly. Buddha paused, picking up a fallen leaf. Its edges curled and texture brittle, bearing the marks of time. Expectations will arise, as ripples form naturally on water. But it is our response that determines their impact, Buddha explained. Once, a musician sought perfection in every note, tightening the strings of his veena, hoping to achieve mastery. Buddha began. He tightened the strings so much that one snapped, ending the melody entirely and leaving only silence. Buddha narrated. The musician learned that harmony lies not in force, but in balance, allowing the natural rhythm to emerge. Buddha elaborated. Life's challenges are like this mud, the Buddha continued, seemingly dirty, yet they nourish the roots of our strength. The young man asked. Blessed One, how do we embrace the mud without being consumed by its weight and darkness? Mindfulness is the answer, Buddha replied. A practice that grounds us, even as the chaos of life swirls around us. The Buddha remained beneath the banyan tree, his presence eternal in the hearts of those who sought his timeless teachings. Another day, another lesson unfolded beneath the sky. As the Buddha gathered his disciples by the tranquil riverbank, the water flowed steadily, its gentle current carrying whispers of serenity. As the sun cast golden light upon the scene, among the disciples was Maha, his heart burdened by anger from an event that continued to disturb his peace. By observing your inner thoughts without judgment, you can discern their roots and adjust gently, Buddha advised. Approach your expectations as a gardener tends to plants, removing weeds and nurturing what supports growth, yet accepting the seasons. Buddha suggested. Like the gardener, you cannot command the rain to fall or the sun to shine, yet your actions hold significance, Buddha continued. Suta felt a glimmer of clarity, the metaphor resonating deeply within him, offering both solace and guidance for his journey. Consider this river. Maha, the Buddha began. Its waters collide with objects, yet it flows onward without anger or hesitation. What lies before us, Maha, is the natural order. Expectations, like ripples on the pond, are neither good nor bad. Their nature depends on our relationship with them, Buddha explained. Once, a potter shaped clay on her wheel, her hands steady, allowing the clay to find its form naturally. Buddha began. When she imposed her will too forcefully, the vessel collapsed, but with gentle guidance, it became a beautiful creation, Buddha recounted. In the same way, expectations can inspire action when approached with balance. Yet they must not dominate your heart, Buddha clarified. By accepting impermanence, you free yourself from rigid attachments, allowing expectations to flow without controlling your essence, Buddha concluded. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Suta felt an inner shift, a quiet understanding blossoming within his restless soul. Master, I will strive to embrace impermanence and observe my expectations without clinging to them, Suta promised earnestly. Buddha nodded, his expression serene, as if seeing the seeds of wisdom beginning to take root within his disciple. Remember, Suta, life is a melody, and your role is not to perfect it, but to harmonize with it, Buddha reminded. The evening air carried the scent of blooming jasmine as Suta walked with Buddha, the teachings resonating deeply within him. Another day, Suta approached Buddha, his footsteps steady, yet his mind carrying lingering thoughts on expectations he could not escape. Master, expectations surround me still, yet my heart feels lighter, Suta said, bowing deeply before Buddha with gratitude. I understand impermanence and have released some burdens. Yet expectations remain with me, Suta admitted, his gaze reflecting newfound clarity. Buddha, standing beside the pond, watched the ripples dance across its surface, his face serene and thoughtful. Suta, expectations are like companions that walk alongside you. They need not define your path, nor control your journey, Buddha began. Let me share a story with you. One of a wise painter seeking truth within the colors she applied, Buddha continued. The clay endured fire, Buddha continued, to harden and fulfill its purpose. Just as our trials shape the essence of our being, through our struggles, Buddha said, we find opportunities to grow, to strengthen the spirit and deepen our compassion for others. The painter understood expectations could inspire but should not consume her, allowing each brushstroke to flow from her heart, Buddha explained. In this freedom, her art found truth, unbound by external demands or constraints, Buddha elaborated, his words soft yet profound. Expectations, Suta, are not your enemies, but they must remain companions. Never masters over your spirit, Buddha instructed calmly. Suta nodded, the wisdom of the story settling within him. Yet lingering doubts quietly surfaced in his thoughts. The disciples nodded, absorbing the wisdom shared with Maha, knowing their own struggles were reflected in his journey of understanding. To live without fear, Maha, is to trust the flow, knowing we possess the strength to navigate life's currents peacefully. Practice mindfulness, Suta, observe each expectation without judgment, allowing it to reveal its nature, whether helpful or burdensome, Buddha advised. Like the painter, who embraced her art with balance, you can honor your truth while coexisting peacefully with expectations, Buddha explained. Reflect upon your intentions, Suta, and allow your actions to stem from sincerity rather than fear or desire, Buddha suggested. The Buddha smiled, his presence radiating peace, as he gestured to the horizon, where sunlight sparkled upon the distant waters. Observe the river as it embraces the stones. Maha, Buddha gestured toward the monks working diligently in the courtyard, each focused on their tasks with serene concentration. Observe them, Suta, they fulfill their responsibilities without clinging to the results, focusing instead on the sincerity of their effort, Buddha remarked. Once, a carpenter built a house for his family, pouring care into every beam and stone, but without attachment to outcome, Buddha began. Life's challenges are storms, Buddha continued, but strength comes from grounding yourself, nourishing your inner roots with reflection and kindness. The young man asked, Blessed One, how do we root ourselves deeply when the surface feels barren and the trials relentless? Cultivate your inner self, Buddha replied, through daily acts of mindfulness, compassion, and gratitude. even in the smallest moments. Strength does not arrive in waves but grows gradually, like drops of water feeding a stream, Buddha explained with calm wisdom. The disciples pondered his words, their faces thoughtful, their hearts seeking the depth and clarity of his profound teachings. Master, I feel ready to coexist with expectations without letting them control me, Suta said with renewed resolve. Buddha nodded, his face radiant with joy, sensing his disciples' spirit blossoming into the lightness of wisdom and understanding. You are the river, Maha, flowing within the current of life. Trust your strength, and you will navigate with peace. As the sun dipped lower, casting its golden glow across the gathered disciples, they rose, carrying wisdom within their hearts. The Buddha remained seated, his gaze steady upon the river, as if communing with its eternal lesson of harmony and flow. I will carry these teachings with me as I walk forward, Suta promised. Buddha placed his hands together, bowing gently to his disciple, his serenity a reflection of their shared journey. Through mindfulness, Buddha said, you learn to adapt, to navigate challenges without resistance. Finding strength in the fluidity of life, the young man asked again, how do we sustain courage when doubts and fears creep into our hearts and minds? Doubt and fear are natural, Buddha replied, but courage arises from facing them, not avoiding them, embracing them with awareness. Another day, another gathering unfolded beneath the twilight sky. As the Buddha welcomed his disciples to an open clearing, the evening breeze carried whispers of serenity, its touch gentle, as stars began to shimmer against the deepening canvas of dusk. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.